What is up, everybody? Product Probes Christian back at you. Got a neat one today. This is the GrandWay 6681. Something a little different. We've never done a GrandWay knife before, so we went ahead and ordered one, see what we could look at it. I mean, so far it's a pretty neat knife. Got a real nice trigger. Let's go ahead and get into the review. So we're kind of looking out for new knives, whatnot, to start kind of branching out on our range. You know, we're just kind of limited to right now to Dave's Cutlery, Tac Force, M-Tech. So we kind of want to just branch out, kind of get some new knives. Still pretty cheap on Amazon. I think this thing was like 10 bucks. So not a really bad price. Let me go ahead and give you guys a close-up on this thing real quick. Alright, so as you can see, it is a all-black knife. Really good-looking knife overall. Here's the back of it. We'll start from the tip. We've got your black 440C oxidized stainless steel blade. Got your drop point. What I mean by that drop point is you're going to take your finger, start at the very top of the blade, and it's going to have a gradual drop right there rather than the clip points, which you're going to start up here and then have a real sharp drop off. But with the downsides to the drop points is the tip or the point isn't going to be as sharp as the clip points, but I can already tell this thing's got a pretty decent point on there. Got your straight blade down here, pretty large belly on there, so it'll be good for cutting and whatnot. Got these holes up here at the top. You can use them to bend wire, kind of more for aesthetics, and also kind of just to cut that weight down just a hair. Got your GrandWay logo right there. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. And then you got your dual thumb studs at the top, and it looks like it's got some good little grip right up there for your thumb. I don't know if you guys can see that in the close-ups. Yeah, right here. So whenever you do it, you're going to have real nice cutting motion right here, and I can already tell this thing has a really good grip, both more of a tactical defensive way, kind of got that good thing right there, as well as just for cutting and whatnot. So let's go ahead, go back over here, and see what we're looking at on some more details. Got really nice grip, all, what is that, aluminum, yeah, that's an aluminum handle. Got real nice little grooves up here on the back. You got your grooves on the back side right here, right there for just good grip, and then you've got your little finger slots right there, slots, just for good grip. It's only got 2 of them, so not the best grip on the bottom. You know, sometimes they kind of got all the finger grooves, but it's still a really nice fit. Feels really nice, like I was saying. And then this trigger, super fast trigger, it's an assisted spring open, really nice, super smooth. You can tell they did a really good job greasing this thing up before they sent it out. Yeah, really fast trigger on there. And then you've got a liner lock. But something a little different about this liner lock is it's got a little piece right here, and usually it's just like a bare piece of metal, but this is kind of more of a padded, I guess you could say, rounded, smooth piece rather than having that hard piece at the bottom. So it's real nice and comfortable to open and close. Let's see if I can do a one-handed open and close. So really simple, super easy open and close. Really impressed by that. And one thing that's a little different on this knife is it's got a safety trigger at the top right here. Let me show you how that works. So what's going to happen is when you close your knife up, and what's supposed to happen is move the trigger all the way to the front, so you're not going to be able to open it. Say it's in the pocket and you have maybe a malfunction in the trigger. It's going to keep that real nice and secure in your pocket, so they're not going to have any mishaps to happen. So let's see if it does its job. All right, yeah, can't open the blade. So it's locked into place. So all you got to do is pull that trigger back when you're done, and it's opened up and you're good to go. Moving along down back towards the knife. Got some nice little holes down here, lanyard holes, I guess you could use them for, also for aesthetics and to cut the weight down just a hair. And you've got your pocket clip on the back right here. And one feature that's really nice on this is you can see the pocket clip goes really far back on the blade. I don't know if I can give you guys a better close-up on that. But it's going to be real nice and concealed in the pocket. Not much knife is going to be sticking out. We'll check that out in just a little bit. But one thing I'm kind of interested in is the sharpness. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get any hairs off with the blade right out of the box. Yeah, guys, I can already tell this isn't going to be the sharpest knife. Getting a little bit of dead skin, but no hairs, so it's not extremely sharp. But let's go ahead, test it out on some paper, and see what we're looking at. Alright, so we got a piece of paper, got product probes, Ben back here. We're going to go ahead, test this blade out, and see what we're dealing with. So I'm going to start real nice and slow. Alright, that did pretty decent, actually. Had a little difficulty going down at the first, but let's try that one more time, see if it's really too good to be true. Yeah, so there's a little bit ripping, but I mean, it's really not a bad blade overall. One thing I want to check out is that point. See what we're looking at right there. With the drop point, I'm not really expecting too much, but it did actually feel pretty nice when I was just feeling it. So let's see if that takes much. Yeah, so there is a little bit of catch whenever you go to stick that point in. And that's really just because of the drop point, a little bit of a thicker blade, and it's really not going to have that super sharp point. So let's see if on the cut down. I mean, it pretty decent. I mean, it's, I guess you could say so-so. Run it through a sharpening once or twice, and you'd really be good to go. So I guess you could say about average for right out of the package. As you can see, it wasn't the sharpest knife. I'm sure if you got a sharpener, ran it through that once or twice, it'd improve the quality just a little bit. But I mean, what do you expect for a cheap $10 knife off of Amazon? It gets the job done, but it's not something razor sharp that you're going to use for precise cutting or whatnot. But I mean, it's all right. But the next thing I kind of want to look into is this pocket clip, because it says on the package it's got a real nice concealed, just because of that pocket clip is really far back on the knife. And I'll show you what I mean by that one more time. Let's see if I can get it zoomed in. There you go. Okay, so on the back right there, see how the pocket clip is really far back, and there's just maybe 1/8 of an inch of the knife sticking off the back right there. So it's going to slide down in the pocket real nice. Let's see how bulky. Yeah, it's a pretty beefy pocket clip. So let's go ahead, see what it looks like in the pocket. Let's go ahead and slide this thing down on in there, see what we're looking at. So let's see, first impression. Yeah, like I was saying, that thing goes real down in the pocket. I don't know if you guys can see this over here, right there, but there's very little knife sticking out, real nice and concealed. Let's see, with the shirt down, you can't even see the thing, and I can't even feel it in my pocket. It's super lightweight, really impressed by that. We'll check it out in just a little bit. Let's see, on the pull out, a little difficult just because of that little drop right there in the blade, or not the blade, on the pocket clip, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that in just a second. But I guess it's not a bad thing just because it's going to stay in there real nice. Let's see, one more time. Yeah, I can barely even feel this thing in the pocket. It's super lightweight. It stays in there nice and snug. Let's see where the trigger is on this thing. Pull it out. Trigger is right there, and you are good to go. Alright, pretty impressed with how it stays in the pocket. One thing though, it is a little beefy, so it is going to be a little harder to pull it in and out, but that's not a bad thing because it's going to stay in there real nice and snug, so even when you're running around and you're doing pretty vigorous work, it's not going to slide out or whatnot. And I'll show you how that works. As you can see, let that focus in, right here there's a really gradual sharp drop. I guess not gradual sharp, it'd be a real nice sharp drop right there. So it's going to have a real nice position in there in the pocket. It's going to stay in there really nicely, super snug. So that's not a downside, not a plus side. I guess you could say neutral on that. Pretty impressed with the knife overall though. And one thing I noticed in the pocket, it was pretty light. Couldn't really feel it in the pocket. Super lightweight. I'm kind of impressed by that. So I'm kind of curious to see how this thing's going to go out on the scale. So let's go ahead, get the scale out, get the measurements, and see what we're looking at on this knife. Alright, let's go ahead, throw this knife on the scale and see what we're looking at. 4.44 ounces. So for a knife this size, I'm actually pretty impressed. Usually on average around 5 ounces, but this thing seems to be around 8 inches, I'm guessing. So let me go ahead and grab this scale. Really impressed with that weight. As I was saying, it felt really nice and lightweight in the pocket. So it fully opened up, yeah, right at 8 inches. The blade, we're looking right around 3.5, and closed up, we are at about 4.5 inches. So pretty nice size everyday carry knife. I definitely carry this thing around if it was just a tad sharper, but pretty impressed. Overall, it's really not a bad knife. The only thing really kind of downside to it is the sharpness of the blade. It's not super sharp, but like I said, you can just run it through a sharpener once or twice, really improve that quality of the blade. But I mean, other than that, it's really not a bad knife. Give you guys one last close-up, go over real quick with the details, and kind of give you guys a little summary conclusion right here. Alright, so starting from the top again, got your drop point, large belly, straight blade, got some holes up here for aesthetics, bending wire, cut that weight down, double thumb studs, got your safety up here at the top, got liner lock, assisted trigger, pocket clip on the back right here, and a lanyard hole. I mean, it's a pretty simple, everyday EDC knife. I'd recommend it, honestly. I mean, if this thing was a little bit sharper, I'd honestly carry this thing around. It's a really good-looking knife, all black, nice and sleek, super good-looking knife. And for 10 bucks, it's really not a bad knife. I'll leave that link down in the description where you can find one of these bad boys. This is the GrandWay 6681 Tactical Defense Knife. Super sweet buy, really impressed with it. But that's it for this review, guys, and if we're kind of trying to just branch out on new knives. So if you guys have any knives that you would like us to review yourself, got any personal preferences, go ahead, drop that down in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like. And lastly, check out our Friday night knife giveaways. Every single Friday night, we are giving a knife away just like this. All you got to do, go to the video, you got to subscribe, like, and comment down anything at the bottom. Just comment anything, and you are eligible to win a knife every single Friday night. That's all you got to do. No prize, nothing. We'll ship it right to your front door within a week. Super simple, guys. Great way to earn a free knife. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.